All right. Sorry about the lights. Well, I can't turn them off, so I'm at work. Obviously, I'm at work because of the Houston uniform. So a real good friend of mine asked me today, "Do good guys still exist?" So that's a really loaded question because it depends on what your definition of a good guy is. Um, I've got to say they're going extinct, and they're going extinct because they got phased out by the bum. The bum overtook what should have been, by the laws of nature, the good women, go to work. Which going to work really shouldn't make you a good woman. I want to rephrase that. Maintain a certain level of elegance about yourself. Not thotting around or whatever. Stuff like that. Keeping yourself upstanding. Like every dude shouldn't be able to give almost perfect detail of how you look because you send them all pictures. Stuff like that. Like a good woman. Um, Not too many vaginal miles. We'll say that. So uh, the good guy should theoretically get the good woman. In theory, Quasimodo should have gotten Esmeralda. Didn't happen like that. I would say, based off my experience in my 20s, quick recap: raised in a strict Christian household, Christian family, Catholic family on one side, uh, Christian family. I don't know how that works. Apostolic. I forgot. I'm not too Christian. What else? Uh, Really strict. No worldly music in the house, so I couldn't listen to anything. I always cracked the joke. I couldn't listen to anything pre-75. I could listen to anything pre-75, post-75. No bueno. Which was funny because a lot of the music was worse than it is now if you understood what they meant. But so I was raised to be a nice guy, raised by women. No dad around. Blah, same old story. So I naturally held women in a certain regard and to a certain level of prestige. So I guess growing up in the city, I don't want to say, and I want to preface this by saying Detroit girls aren't all bad. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying women in general are all bad nowadays. I'm not saying that at all by any stretch of the imagination. I think social media has ruined us a little bit. I realized the irony of me saying that on social media. But the good guy got destroyed because, and this is me speaking for myself. I was, a gentleman, hold open doors, don't get told thank you. Give girls flowers, you lame, you weak, you whack, this and that type of stuff. You write a girl a song, you write a girl a poem, don't appreciate it. So in the city, like especially coming up in Detroit, the girls you want don't want the good guy. They want nothing to do with them. They don't understand them. For some reason their brains can't comprehend being treated a certain way. I would be here 1,000 years trying to understand them. So they didn't want that. So you could either get the leftovers, which I shouldn't say leftovers, but you know what I mean. You could get the girls who you didn't initially want, and you had to go for like your, what they would call your safety school. You would go for the other ones, which you didn't want them. You wanted, the thick, like, you want the thickies with the, braids and stuff like that, and drive, what did you drive back when I was coming up in the 20s, in my 20s? What would they drive? Grand Prix. They were Grand Prix. Any girl with Grand Dam, has, wow, like it's stellar. So Grand Prix and Tauruses for whatever reason. I don't know what it was about girls that drove Tauruses or Grand Prix, but my God. So you want those? You want the Grand Prix girls? You don't want the girl to, drive the I'm trying to think of a whack car and I can't. A Focus. You want the Grand Prix girls. So you have to change. So a tiger has to change its stripes at that point. So you can't be nicety nice. You can't be, poetry for no reason, flowers for no reason. They don't appreciate it. They don't have, their brains don't know how to, and this is some of them, not saying all, want to really bring that home. Some can't grasp the concept of being treated respectfully or being treated like they're worth a damn, being treated like you're the light of their life. They have to, some of them, I think, physically get off on being treated less than because somehow inside they feel like they are. It's really deep. That's a whole different other conversation. This is about the good guy being extinct. So I would say the good guy didn't go extinct the same way the dinosaur didn't go extinct. He just evolved. Dinosaurs became birds. It depends on which theories you listen to. I go by Jurassic Park theory. Shout out to Ian Malcolm. That dinosaurs became birds. That they evolved into birds. They were too massive, too big. They, the majority of them died out when the meteor hit. So they had to, as nature does, adjust itself. Nature finds a way. So they had to adjust to different situations. A giraffe's neck wasn't always long. It was short-necked. It couldn't reach the leaves, so it had to evolve to get a longer neck. Stuff like that. So the nice guy had to evolve. I know speaking for myself, I couldn't talk about, Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars with a Detroit girl, with a thick-ass girl from the West Side. She'll look at me like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, get out of here. So you had to change yourself, which killed me inside having to do that. Because I like talking about Star Wars. Like, I like talking about, Dragon Ball Z and how Krillin is the worst character ever created. I like talking about shit like that. So you couldn't talk about stuff like that. You couldn't poetry for no reason. You got to disrespect them. They call you, you got to purposely send them the voicemail. You got to spin them. You got to, almost kick them to get them to see you like them. So I will say good guys exist. Like, we're here. I'm, here, but definitely jaded. I mean, because the girls you wanted coming up didn't want you because you weren't a certain type of ninja. We'll say that because I'm pretty sure other people go watch this video, so I'm trying to refrain from using certain language. They want a certain type of ninja. They don't want, giant, like, they don't want somebody who can recognize the live version of Stevie Wonder's As versus the album version. They don't want a music nerd. They don't want that type of shit. They want, the guy that's go use their car to go drop them off to work, and they got to catch a ride home with their coworker because he over his boy house playing Madden, and they still have sex with him that night. So it's, I'm not, again, I know that sounds like a specific jab towards Detroit females. It's not. It's just I'm just saying, based off life experience, coming up, you had to be a certain type of ninja. You couldn't be nicey nice. You don't get nothing. You go home, you go pop in Booty Talk 21 for the 50th time that week. That's just it. That's just the cards. Or you go get a girl who you are really attracted to like that, but you're not going home with Desert D. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. But in answer to my wonderful friend's question, good guys, they still exist. They just evolved. They just became birds. You can't, how can I put it? Because I'm really trying not to generalize Detroit females, because that's not fair. They're products of their environment. The P on me. So, we still exist. Like, I got a whole family full of nice guys. We're all great dads, which you're supposed to be, but somehow the world is so effed up that being a good dad makes you like, godlike, which is terrible. You're supposed to be there for your kids. You help create them. She wasn't the only one there, you shot up the club, so you gotta pay the price. You gotta fix the holes and, you gotta take care of your kids. You gotta take care of these kids. So the bums ruined it for everybody. The bums get all the love. The bums get all the adoration. The bums get all the accolades. To the victor go the spoils. And the bums get the 2Ks. The bums they don't even get the regular two. Like, I work hard every day, 6 days a week, clearly. Work hard, with my kids every day, just do the right thing every day. I don't get 2K Special Edition, but John Q. Bum Ninja, who hasn't had a job since the Clinton administration, gets the world. So it's definitely, when you see that, you're like, oh, fuck, what the hell am I trying for? Like, why am I trying to be better or treat them right when it's clear that gets everything? So you do become, you couture a little bit. You hold back on a conversation you regularly have. You maybe don't send her a good morning, beautiful text. You maybe don't text her on purpose just so, she feels a certain type of way and it arouses her to do, it's, you play a little mind games and stuff like that. It's sad, but you can't it's really sad now because the game is so messed up now to where, I'm about to drift off on a tangent too. You can't even treat women how you really want to treat them. Like you want to treat them. Now you want, well, that's weak. That's what. I've heard of females cheating on a dude because he worked too much. Now she don't got to work, but she cheated on him because he works too much. What does that even mean? He's working so much, not for him. I don't go to work for me. You think I wear this hot ass uniform and drive around with these flashing lights, almost getting seizures every night for the love of security? The love of protecting my fellow Rosevillians? No. Yeah, fuck no. I do this because I get paid for it. So it's the game is the world is jacked up entirely, but the male-female dynamic nowadays is so, you don't know what to say to a woman. Is this too far? Is that too far? If she walks past, should I leave and look at her? Should I just look up in the sky? That's a whole different other conversation too, is this whole PC culture we're on. But nice guys do exist. It's just, we turn into birds that flew away.